Hey everyone, welcome to my first Q&A video, November of 2019. I just want to say thank you for all of you who put in a question, and hopefully we can answer some of those throughout this video. My name's Caleb and I own Hoover Heights Media, and I've been doing freelance video production since 2012. So I think there's a lot of unknowns that come with online video, everything from like how do you produce it to what are the best platforms to put them on. So hopefully some of these Q&A videos now and in the future will help answer some of those questions for you. And if at any time you have other questions that you'd like to ask during this video, just comment those below or send me a direct message and we can talk about those in one of the future Q&A videos. So let's jump into some of the questions. So the first question comes from Sam and he asks, what's the best way to handle multiple formats of online video? Things like vertical video, square video, or traditional horizontal video. And when is the best time/place to use a particular format? So we're talking about formats of videos. So you know what would be awesome is if all the platforms, online platforms, were all the same, and you wouldn't have to worry about adjusting aspect ratios or adjusting to a certain format. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So I think the best way to handle the different formats would be to upload natively to whatever that format really requires. So I know a lot of video marketers are finding the most success. Let's take for example Instagram. A lot of marketers are finding the most success when they upload a square video to Instagram because that looks native to the platform. And so when people see that in the feed, they see something that looks native to what they would regularly see from their friends or from their family that post on Instagram, and that looks native to that feed, and so they're having more success with reaching those people on that feed. So another thing is that Instagram stories are huge right now, and Instagram stories, they're vertical. So having something that looks natural to that platform, to Instagram stories platform, I think is really the best way to go. So you can upload regular horizontal video to really any platform, but I think what it comes down to is what people naturally see on those platforms. I know a lot of people have had success with square videos on, and we'll get into this on another question, but square videos on Facebook as well, because they see some of those like food videos, some of those viral videos that are in the square format, and that's starting to look natural in that feed. So I think when it comes down to it, it's the natural look in the feed to reach the most amount of people. Now when it comes to editing those different formats, there's a few different tools that you can use, and a lot of the editing software you can adjust the sequence to fit that format. So if you need a vertical format, just flip from 1920 to 1080, just flip that from 1080 to 1920 and that'll give you the vertical format, or 1080 by 1080 for the square format. Adobe Premiere Pro just recently came out with an update that allows you to auto reframe according to whatever type of format you want for your videos. So it makes it really easy and keeps your subject kind of right in the middle of the frame for either vertical or for square. So things are coming out that makes that workflow a lot easier. But I also saw an article that some people are using the platform TikTok to edit their Instagram stories. So you can either take a video that you already have or create a new video right in TikTok and use that to edit your vertical video for Instagram stories. So unfortunately, all the platforms are not the same, but every platform wants you to spend as much time on it as possible. So creating content for those specific platforms, I think would be beneficial in the long run with the amount of people that you want to reach. Sam, thanks so much for that question. Hopefully there was a little bit of an answer in there. All right, the next question comes from T, and he asks, is there a platform where you don't need thumbnails? Now, I just recently put out a video on how to create a thumbnail using the free online software called Canva. Really, the thumbnail has a lot of power to it because that could determine whether somebody's gonna click on that video or not, especially on YouTube, even on Facebook. But is there a platform that you don't need a thumbnail for? And honestly, maybe LinkedIn might be the only one where you don't need a thumbnail. Really, every other platform has the option to upload a thumbnail, and you really should take advantage of that option. Even on Instagram TV, it'll give you an option to upload a vertical thumbnail, which will show up on your grid and in people's feeds and give you a little preview of what that video is about and the option to click to watch more on Instagram TV. So even there, the thumbnail really has a lot of power. So is there a platform where you don't need a thumbnail? I think other than LinkedIn, maybe TikTok. Every other platform, you're probably gonna want to put a thumbnail on there. T, thanks so much for that question. Hopefully there's an answer. And the next question comes from Joan, and she has a question about long form videos versus short form videos and when and where to use them. Now, way back in February of 2019, I put out a video talking about different trends to watch for in 2019 when it comes to video, and one of them was this, long form video versus short form video. And I think we saw this trend play out through the year, and I think is so much more true today than it was even back then. But long form video is not gonna live on social media platforms. It's gonna live on YouTube. But what a lot of people are doing is taking that long form video and creating short little segments of that video and maybe putting text on them, making them square, and then putting them on Facebook and putting them on Instagram. So really you have these little pieces of micro content that live on those social media platforms, and then your long form piece of video, whether it's a tutorial, a product review, something along those lines, that will live on YouTube. Also in that video that I did back then, I kind of defined what a long form video versus a short form video is. And so I defined a long form video as anything over 3 minutes. And with the sweet spot in YouTube being kind of that 10 to 15 minute mark. However, recently Facebook kind of put in there when you go to upload a video that if the video is longer than 3 minutes, it's going to be shown to more people. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't done the research on that part of it, but that's at least what they say. High definition video, 3 minutes or longer, is going to be shown to more people. And that comes back to every platform wants you to spend the most amount of time on that platform as possible. So the longer the video, the longer you're gonna be on that platform. So YouTube is gonna suggest those longer videos, and it's gonna suggest more videos of the same topic. Facebook also has suggested videos, and it's gonna suggest videos that are longer, obviously, and keep you on that platform. So it might be different when you run video ads, because if you run video ads, you have the option for like 6-second bumpers, 30-second, 3-second even. And so getting the message across with those video ads being that short, that's gonna be a trick, and hopefully the people making the videos for you have all that figured out. So long form videos versus short form videos, I think will always kind of have this tension, but I think it's trending towards long form videos living on YouTube, short versions of those long form videos living on social media platforms, and that's where you're gonna find the most success. Joan, thanks so much for that question. All right, and this next question comes from Liam, who actually asked me this a while ago, and Liam's trying to get rolling in video production, and he asked, how much B-roll should you get and what to shoot when you're shooting B-roll? And my answer to that would be get as much B-roll as possible. You can kind of follow the rule of getting, wide shots, medium shots, up close shots. If your character is doing something, get them in their element every step of what they're doing. Let's say, for example, they're cooking supper. Get all those steps of what it looks like to cook that meal. It'd be good to get some establishing shots, so you establish the scene, like where is the character? Are they on the beach, or are they in the kitchen? Get some shots that establish the scene, and then use those B-roll shots to carry the story. Because that's really what B-roll is, shots that help the story kind of go along. So there's different ways that you can shoot B-roll. I mean, you can be on a tripod, you can be on a gimbal, you can shoot it in slow motion, you can shoot it normal, anything that helps carry that story along. Now, another thing that I've been trying to do way more of is also capturing the audio from whatever that B-roll is, or finding sound effects that help in that B-roll. But what that's gonna do is that's just gonna enhance the story even more. So not only do you see where you're at or where your character is at, but you also get to hear where your character is at. So I think that audio part of B-roll you should really pay attention to as well. So how much B-roll should you get? Probably as much B-roll as you can during that shoot. So Liam, thanks so much for the question. Hopefully that helps. All right, that does it for this Q&A video, November 2019 Q&A video. I wanna do another Q&A video in December and maybe try to make it a thing every month. Remember, if you have questions, comment those questions below. Anything that has to do with online video, anything from the production side to the platform side, distribution side. I'd love to hear those questions, and I'd love to talk about them on camera and explore some of those answers. So thanks so much for watching.